A week ago on the channel, I made a video here telling you all about the fact that my outlook on the crypto market was quite simple. Long term, good; short term, sketchy. And really what I meant by that was the fact that although things do have a pretty good outlook in the long term, things were starting to look very weird in the short term. We were seeing some altcoins doing good and some altcoins doing bad. We were seeing Bitcoin retesting, but bulls going long. I mean, there were so many weird things happening in the market that I had to tell you, again, I don't know what's going on. In the short term, it looks very weird. And so at this moment, I'm not really doing anything at all. Well, since that video, we have started to see some things transpire here in the crypto market, and it has shaped and kind of shifted my opinion a little bit, actually in a bit of a bullish direction. And so because of that, I was like, you know what, I think it's a good time to give you guys an updated video on my thoughts about the altcoin market. So let's get into it. Now, the very first thing that I want to do is talk about what is happening in the altcoin market right now, because it is kind of weird, but I have a reason for why I think it's happening. So right now in the altcoin market, what we can see is if you go to something like CoinMarketCap, for example, and we look at the 7-day column, what you're going to notice is that once you get outside the top 10, things start getting a little bit back and forth. Some cryptos are green, some cryptos are red. I mean, we got XLM down 4%, but BGB up 50%. We got LEO up down 3%, but we got Pepe up 3%, right? And you'll notice that it's a pretty 50-50 balance of some cryptos doing good and some cryptos not doing that good. If we actually go out to the visual screener, you can see that basically all of these cryptos are just at a random standstill. Some traders are closing shorts and opening longs. Some traders are closing longs and opening shorts on all these different cryptos in very random and sporadic ways, leaving the crypto market in a spot where most altcoin investors actually don't really know how to feel right now. People can't really determine, do they feel bullish or do they feel bearish? I mean, we are seeing Bitcoin go down, but Bitcoin dominance is staying stagnant. Altcoins aren't performing that badly in the top 10, even on days where Bitcoin's going down. And it's a very uncertain period where people quite simply just don't know how to feel. And you know, it took me a little while to figure out what in the world is going on. Why is the altcoin market moving like this? Until I came to a recognition. What I came to recognize is the fact that we were forgetting a piece of the whole puzzle, right? We're so focused on the altcoin market in these types of videos that I'm forgetting that there are times where the altcoin market isn't just the altcoin market. There are periods in history where we are in what's called Bitcoin season, and this means that, of course, Bitcoin is in control of what this market does. And so realistically, this market's not going up and it's not going down without Bitcoin choosing whether it's going up or whether it's going down. And what I came to recognize is that we're in a spot right now where Bitcoin's trying to make a massive decision that will then decide very likely where this market goes. Now, earlier today, I made a video about this decision, and I told you all that what Bitcoin does at $92,000 is likely going to determine whether we see this market go up or whether we see this market go down. And I believe that as a result of Bitcoin making this decision at $92,000, it is causing this effect on the altcoin market, in which some alts are going up and some alts are going down because, quite frankly, neither one of them, they're playing chicken right now because no one knows what Bitcoin's going to do. And when we're in these moments in which Bitcoin is about to make a massive decision, that is the moment in which I've noticed the most back and forth with altcoins in what's oftentimes called popcorn season, which is where some random altcoins pop and some don't, right? Popcorn season. So what this means to me, just to kind of summarize what I'm saying here, is that right now, the altcoin market is moving very weird. Some are going up, some are going down. Bitcoin dominance is not moving very much, but Bitcoin itself is falling, and things are very uncertain. And the reason why I believe that this is happening is because Bitcoin is about to interact with a major key level of support that will determine whether this market's likely to continue upwards or, well, head back downwards. With Bitcoin heading down towards 85,000, that of course could put the altcoin market in jeopardy to fall anywhere from 10, 15, 20%. And as a result of all of this uncertainty around Bitcoin, it is trickling down into the altcoins, leading into this confusion. Now, generally speaking, this isn't a good thing, right? You don't particularly want to see these big moments of uncertainty. And so as a result of that, what I will say is that I'm actually still in a no trade zone. I'm not doing any leverage trades whatsoever at all with the altcoins, and that's not really changed. I just am not sure what's going to happen, so I'm not going to try to pretend like I do, and I'm not going to try to make bets hoping that I'm just right. I will never trade on 50-50 odds because why would I? There are periods in this moment where I have a much higher chance of winning and periods in this market where I have a much higher chance of losing. And so I would rather be trading in the periods in which I have a lot more certainty rather than periods like this. And so from that last video, I will still say the short term is sketchy and it is uncertain, and it's uncertain to a point in which I am personally, again, still not trading in this phase that we're in. But I will tell you that in the grand scheme of things, my overall overall outlook on the altcoin market is becoming more and more bullish. Now, the reason it's becoming more bullish is that as this market has been getting a little bit more sideways, and as it's been going down and going up and going down and going up, I've noticed that many of our altcoins, especially the important ones, are doing something very important. And what that is, well, they're holding up well. Usually speaking, whenever the crypto market enters into a period of uncertainty, meaning that no one really knows what's going to happen, altcoins really suffer. They really go down. And it's pretty normal. Why? They're a risk on asset. And well, risk on assets don't perform well when there is a lot of risk in the market, of course. And so knowing that, what I was expecting was that in a period like this, when the altcoin market and the crypto market in general just looking a little bit weird, I thought altcoins wouldn't perform that well, but they're doing the opposite. What we can actually do is we can go look at a couple metrics like I showed you before, such as Bitcoin dominance, and see that the altcoin market is performing well even against Bitcoin. Since December 20th of 2024, we've actually seen Bitcoin dominance in more of a macro trend downwards, meaning that the altcoin market is outperforming Bitcoin while Bitcoin's price is going down, which is very unusual. You look at something like Total 2, and Total 2 is putting in a descending channel, which is a very bullish structure as its price does reapproach the golden Fibonacci zone. All of these things are bullish structures, and what this means is that not only are altcoins holding up well during this period of uncertainty, but they're building bullish structure. And generally speaking, what this means is that even if the price of altcoins does continue downwards, let's say hypothetically Bitcoin's price does go to 85K and altcoins do start to pull back as a result of it, I do believe that they will start to find some support and try to outperform sometime rather soon, meaning that I would think this would be one of the final pullbacks to the downside before we actually do see this crypto market start trying to push upwards. And so as a result of this, I'm actually in a spot where I'm becoming even more bullish. I mean, if you do look at something like, let's go out to, what's a good one? The RSI heat map's a great example. If you do look at something like the 24-hour RSI heat map, what you can actually notice is the majority of these cryptos have now entered into either the weak zone or the neutral zone, meaning that they're almost fully corrected to the downside, meaning that their indicator, the RSI, is almost completely reset. I mean, you look at things like Phantom, WIF, APT, SEI, Wild, DOT, Doge. So many of these daily RSIs are sitting in this weak zone, which is historically a very good time to buy. And am I going to be absolutely loading up on altcoins right now? No, I'm not. But it does mean that they're getting even more bullish. And as the market is pulling back, they're getting in a better spot. And so no, this doesn't guarantee that it's not going to fall, because quite frankly, it just comes down to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's price falls below 92K and we start seeing head towards 87K or 82K, the likelihood is that the altcoin market will fall. But what I am saying is that even though this is the case, it's becoming increasingly more likely that altcoins, even if they do start to pull back with this, that they will start to enter into some fantastic buying opportunities. I think in that instance, we would see something like Total 2 come back down towards 1.17, 1.2 trillion and enter into the bottom side of this descending channel, for example, which should serve as a fantastic buying opportunity before some sort of moves upwards. And so the bullishness that I am expressing in this video is the fact that even if the altcoin market and the crypto market do start to fall lower, I think this is going to be the last leg to the downside, and we will start to see that the prices of these cryptos hold up well and try to move upwards as a result of it. So it's really a win-win for me. Option number one: Bitcoin's price holds support, uses the support to continue upwards, chasing $110,000, $115,000. If that happens, knowing just how well the altcoin market has performed recently, it wouldn't shock me in the slightest if altcoins absolutely take off, because they've been outperforming Bitcoin for a week or two. So if Bitcoin starts going up, it wouldn't shock me if altcoins continue to outperform and absolutely pushing 20 to 30%. But if Bitcoin's price does roll downwards and we do start to see it chase some of these lower lows, I think not only will altcoins hold up okay, decently well, but I think we'll actually be in a spot to where that will be one of the final legs to the downside, and then we will see altcoins start trying to make some gains afterwards. So to me, it's becoming even clearer and more clear that we will see the altcoin market try to make some gains, whether it be right now or whether it be in sometime near future. And that's actually a pretty good sign, because it's alleviating some of that bearish concern that I've had recently. And don't get me wrong, and don't forget, I still do think that this is a bit of a sketchy zone. I mean, I said in the school earlier, look, let's go out into the school, and I said right here, right, like, I'm still not going to be doing much. As you can see right here, let me just do this. Let me go back. So on December 28th, I said, look, I'm still basically not doing nothing until we see what Bitcoin decides to do here when we were in the red box. And then earlier today, I told them, look, my current strategy is very simple. I'm buying at support levels. I'll DCA heavy into my altcoins. I'm not selling anything, and I'm not shorting anything. And the reason why I told the school members this was quite simply because, again, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if we're going up. I don't know if we're going down. Sometimes I feel like I have an an edge. Sometimes I feel like I have a good guess as to where we're going, but this is one of those periods where it's so uncertain that I actually have no idea. And so my current strategy just remains the same, like I told you before. I'm not selling, I'm not shorting, I'm holding right now while Bitcoin is in this red box. If it goes to the downside, I'm going to start heavily dollar cost averaging both into Bitcoin and into my altcoins, expecting that move upwards. But if it doesn't go down and it goes up here, well, okay, I'll just start preparing some of my take profit strategies as we get higher and higher, and things are looking good. So to me, it feels as if we are going to see gains one way or another from the altcoin market sometime soon here, which is a very, very good sign. The question then becomes, does it take us a route like this, or does it take us a bit of a route like this? One way or another, I'm fine, but it feels like that's on the way, and that's what I'm banking on. So overall, yeah, I wanted to give you my updated thoughts because, yeah, although this market and this altcoin market is very weird, it is giving us some very bullish signs that you need to be able to recognize by pulling some layers back off of this market itself. So things are looking very good, and I'm definitely liking it. So like I said, my current strategy right now is I'm going to prepare some buy orders for Bitcoin at the following levels: 90,000, 87.5, and 82,000. I'll begin DCAing heavily into altcoins that are hitting breakdown targets and seeing daily, weekly oversold signals. I'm not selling anything, I'm not shorting anything, and that's my strategy. Very simple, very easy. For example, Bitcoin comes at 87k and we see something like XLM, for example, right? Or let's go H bar, right? And H bar comes back to the bottom side of this green box. Yeah, I'm gonna heavily dollar cost average into H bar there, expecting it to try to find a higher low support and continuation sometime soon. So actually looking pretty good. Again, the question just becomes, do we dump first or do we not? That's the question. I don't have the answer, but I guess we'll, I'll keep you updated as we do move on. Now, I will let you know, I'm sure you've kind of maybe been a little bit curious about what school I am talking about. We did go ahead and create a crypto school for those of you who are interested. It's only made for 3 very specific type of people. So if you're not one of these 3, it's not for you. That's kind of sorry to tell you. But the 3 type of people we made this for are for beginners who are trying to figure out this whole crypto thing. There's so much stuff going on and they're trying to bring it all in and figure it all out. The second type of person are people who've been around for a little bit of time and they've started to develop skills, but they have no idea how to turn those skills into actual strategies to actually make money. And the third one are for advanced people who feel like they've just plateaued for a little while. They're doing okay, but they want to get better. They want that extra little edge that can give them those extra gains that are going to get their win ratio higher. And if you are one of those 3 people, the school is made for you. What we do is we take people just like you. We'll go in, we'll give you courses, coaching, classes, live streams, workshops, trade signals, research, and Q&As, and we have stuff releasing every day, 4 or 5 different things releasing every single day. And from all of that value we're giving, we help our members create strategies and turn those strategies into gains. Now, the best part about it is that if you can't learn anything from all the stuff we're doing, we'll just give you your money back, and it does start at just $5 a month. And what I will tell you is don't just take it from me that we're generating gains, take it from the community. I mean, we can go to community gainers. You can't make these screenshots up. You can't make these numbers up. 168, 60%, 100%, 50%, 80%. This is all today, by the way, guys. Hundreds of percentages in gains. Tens of thousands of dollars are being generated in this community every single day. So if you want to be one of the people who are a part of this, guys, there's over 900 members in the community right now, and you can join in for $5 a month or $17 a month at this exact moment. So feel free to go check that out down below if you are one of those 3 people that I did explain to you earlier, and you'll of course get all that stuff, and you'll be able to see some of the things I'm doing in my own portfolio. But overall, the market is looking good. I'm actually liking what I'm seeing from altcoins, although it is still pretty sketchy in the short term, and the long term is getting more and more bullish for me. So I just wanted to share that with you today. I would love your thoughts and insights over in the comment section down below. I try to respond to every single comment down there, so if you guys have any thoughts, concerns, questions, and more, let us know down there. Of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.